Howdy folks, and in this episode of Smoogleville we're going to show you how to build this inexpensive planter box. I've got 4 off at 24 inch and I've got 4 off at 62 inches, so that's my side and my ends all done. I'm going to have some 4x4s on the corners and we'll get those cut in the workshop on the miter saw, but I'm just going to show you now about this little guy here. So this was my first pocket hole tool. I bought this some years ago now, and these are really handy and a real time saver whenever you're trying to do, you know, butt joints or anything like that. When you're bringing one surface to another, pocket holes can be a really good solution, and you can even hide them with these little plugs here. But basically this is a jig that lets you cut a hole at an angle through the wood. So you run the drill in there and it will push that through at an angle, and you can adjust a number of items here to make that, to give you what you need. So let's show you how to do that. So I'm going to put pocket holes, about 3 in each end of these work pieces here. All right, but I'm going to need to make a fairly radical adjustment to this, because at the moment I wouldn't have much strength if I tried to use it with that shallow setting. And it tells you there's markers, there's measure markers on here, and there's the arrow there. That's set for about just over an inch and a half. So I'm going to squeeze that in and I'm going to actually slide that out. It goes out to 1.5 inches. You can see there now it's 1.5. Let's do the same to the other side, like that. All right, just push that in and it adjusts. Okay, and so these sit on that front edge, the leading edge here. So that goes on the edge of the job like that, and what that's going to allow me to do is put a pocket hole into this piece of timber. So let's lift this up so I can get a clamp on it. Okay, that's it. All right, there we go. Needed clearance for that. So I'm going to clamp this near the edge, about 3/4 of an inch back. Clamp that like that. Get my drill and that should get that drill started quite nicely. Let's take that off and have a look. I could adjust it so I can go deeper, but let's see. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to test that to see where the screw comes out. Okay, so there's our hole and there's the screw. Let's get that started in there. I'm using 3, what is that, a 3 inch? I think these are 3s, 3.5. Let's run that in there, get it started and see where it pops out. Yeah, not bad. And it's leaving plenty of meat on here, so once that's wound right in, I'll have plenty of strength in the join here because I've moved it so far back. If I was too close, if I didn't have that adjusted deeply enough, it would sit here and it would just pop that wood out. It wouldn't be very strong at all, but that does seem to be quite a strong fit. So let's wind that out of there. That seems to have tested okay. I don't need to adjust the drill anymore, at least. So let's drill some more holes and go through all of these and do the same on all the short bits and all the big bits, and I'm going to do 3 each. All right, so I'll do 3 on there. Okay, having got all the drilling done, the next step is the assembly. And what I've done here, you can just see there a 1/2 inch piece of ply. I want these set in 1/2 inch so they're not just flush with the front of my corner pieces. There's one of my corners, a 4x4. I cut these at 15 inches to 15.5 inches to allow for the like 7.25 and 7.25. So it's just a little bit of, you know, play at each end in the lengthwise, but that's lifting that in so it's offset. Now I'm just going to run some screws in there, do the same on the other end, and we'll have two sort of front parts made, and then I'll use the little short parts to actually complete the assembly. All right, let's see how this looks, see how well this works. Oh, where did that go? You never want to leave screws lying around on the lawn, because they will end up in the lawn tractor tires. There it is. All right, I'm going to give them a little start by hand there. I'm using deck screws here. That one's too short. Deck screws are awesome. They don't rot. They're very strong. They have a T25 Torx head in them, so we can really get a good grip on those puppies and get them in. Let's get the first one in. That's going in the right direction. Oh yeah, that's pulled up nice and tight. Let's do one on this side. Lovely. Yep, that's strong. It's going to make a nice strong corner, that. I can tell already. Okay. All right. Yep, solid as a rock. Way stronger than I need. So that's good. All right, let's do those. All go around with that, and then we can start putting the final thing together. And that's basically it. That's basically the design. All right, and to do the final assembly, let's get my 1/2 inch bits of ply again. I'm going to offer those up there and just flush that up to the front. I've got my screws already set up in my around the back here and my pocket holes. So let's see if we can get a start on that in the right place. A little bit more. There we go. That's it. Get one in. Same on the other end. All right. Okay. Alright, that's last couple of screws, wind them in, and that, folks, is a good robust planter box. Probably pressure treated wood like this, 15 or 20 years probably last. I'm going to line it with plastic just to keep the chemicals and toxins away from the plants that I'm going to put in the box, but apart from that I'll leave the bottom open. We'll get some plants in there and get some soil in there and then some plants in there, and that'll be nice. Well, there you go, folks. About maybe an hour and a half's work, even with the filming overhead. It didn't take long to build it. It just, once I've got everything set up and got my measurements set in, it was great. Real easy to make. Probably around about 50 bucks. And you're going to pay anywhere up to 150 for some of these things. So I've seen them for that kind of money, and they've got metal corners and they're nice, but you know, you can build 3 for that for the price of one of those commercially built ones. And I don't know, doesn't look too bad, does it, with the nice corners on it. You could just lap the timber, I suppose. You know, one design that did occur to me would just be really easy to just butt those up and run long screws through the corners, or even possibly color 45 and do it that way. But I think this is fine. Looks a bit better with the corners on. So I thought that just taking the extra time to build that would be nice. I think one other thing I'm going to do is probably screw a board in the downward position here, just to keep these boards from bowing like that, you know. I think I might screw those together in the middle with another piece of pressure treated, so I'll do that and then I think I'm done. Yeah, it just occurred to me I've got these offcuts here, so I'm just going to use these to tie these two boards together. So let's just throw a couple of screws in there like that, and that'll help keep these together. So there you go folks, one planter box. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget, give us a like on the old YouTube there, and always happy to have new subscribers. So anyway, hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Smoogleville. Till then, take care. Bye. Please click the like button if you found this video helpful, and we'd love to have you as a subscriber, as there's always something interesting going on in Smoogleville.